Even though time has passed, the wounds have not healed. Demet holds a firm position. She has not forgiven Can. According to those close to her, it was not just one mistake, but a series of attitudes she experienced as betrayals. The actress expected support in her most difficult moments, but he was not there. This created a distance that neither words nor later gestures could close. What once seemed like a fairy tale romance turned into a chain of disappointments, broken promises, silences at crucial times, and a lack of sincerity that destroyed trust. For Demet, the damage was so deep that Can's apologies never carried the necessary weight. Even after the breakup, when they continued working together, the tension was evident. Demet never understood why Can did not take responsibility, and although he tried several times to get closer, to her, his efforts always seemed superficial. Today, the situation is clear. Can still seeks reconciliation, but Demet refuses to forget what she calls an emotional betrayal. Both have moved forward with their careers, showing professionalism, but behind the scenes, the personal distance remains obvious. Many fans understand Demet. At first, it looked like a true fairy tale, but when expectations met reality, everything collapsed. The resentment remains, and only time will tell if there will ever be true forgiveness. When I think of Demet Özdemir and everything she has gone through beside and after Can Yaman, the first thing that comes to my mind is the strength she has shown. Because, let's be honest, it is not easy to live under the scrutiny of millions of eyes, with every gesture and silence interpreted as a confession. Yet Demet preferred the dignity of silence over the ease of scandal. Many recall that she deleted all photos with Can, posted messages filled with irony or anger, and later chose to fly far away to New York, then Hollywood and Las Vegas. Not an escape, but an act of survival. A way of saying, I will not let pain consume me. I will keep moving forward. While some accused or invented rumors about Can's parties in bars, Demet took refuge in the only thing that never failed her, her work. We saw her accept projects abroad, give interviews where her voice sounded fragile but firm, admitting she was going through one of the hardest times of her life. And I believe that is exactly where the difference lies. She did not try to fill the void with superficial distractions. She chose to face herself and rebuild. Not everyone is capable of that. Some say she will always love Can, that deep down she will carry him with her for life. And it is easy to believe, because that love left marks too visible in Demet's life. But I also think she understood that loving does not mean clinging to something that no longer does you good. Perhaps that is why she chose to cut ties, erase memories, and start anew. That is maturity. What strikes me most is how, despite everything, many of her fans describe her as a fighter. You are a warrior. Everything will be fine, some say. And I agree, because Demet, with her silence and firmness, has shown she does not need to drag anyone into her personal war or tarnish her image to be heard. She trusts that time will put everything in its place, and that self-confidence, that faith in her own path, makes her even greater in the eyes of those who follow her. What surprises me most is the way Demet has learned to handle fame and criticism. Others in her place would have collapsed, but she chose to grow. She has managed to separate the personal from the professional, even though it is not easy. Because when everyone comments on your life, keeping calm and continuing to smile is almost a heroic act. And Demet has done it. Even when some media tried to ridicule her, inventing stories of romances or betrayals, she held her head high and responded with her work, her talent, and the quality of her acting. In this story, Demet seems to me the true example of resilience. Can is a charismatic, passionate man, but sometimes his way of living drags him into excesses. She, on the other hand, shows a different balance, a combination of sensitivity and discipline that has made her a role model for many women. And that is why so many people identify with her. Because Demet not only represents the beauty and glamour of a star, but also the vulnerability of a woman who falls, breaks, and rises again. I believe that her decision to walk away and erase all traces of what once was her way of protecting herself. Because feeding painful memories serves no purpose. And even if some still dream of a reconciliation, I think Demet has already chosen her path, one made of independence, international projects, personal and professional growth. And in this journey, what matters is not what she lost, but what she is building. That is why, when I hear comments like, "Never give up on love," or "You are meant for each other," I think differently. Yes, Can and Demet were unique. Yes, they marked an era and left an unforgettable memory. But life is not about clinging to the past, it is about learning from it. And Demet, more than anyone, is teaching us that you can move forward even when the heart seems broken. Today, I see her as a strong, serene woman who does not need to justify her choices. A woman who has decided to prioritize herself, to grow, and not to be dragged down by the surrounding noise. And I believe that is the true victory of Demet Özdemir, having shown that she is not only a successful actress, but also a courageous woman capable of turning pain into strength and loss into a new opportunity.